Hi everybody! Today we're taking a closer look at a very special item in my Harry Potter collection. It's the Diadem of Ravenclaw. I picked up the Diadem of Ravenclaw a few months ago at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Orlando. Universal wrapped it up really well. It had no issues coming home with us in the car. There was no damage to it at all. And I just thought it would be fun today to take an up-close look at the diadem and see all those little details that sometimes we miss if we can't look at it up close. Alrighty, so before I take the diadem out of the box, I want to show you how it is in its collector's display box. And yes, they do refer to this as a collector's box. So it stands like this to be displayed really nicely. It's held really nicely in the box and quite securely. And while it's standing like this, the box can close completely, like the lid can close. It just takes a little finesse to get it down around the sides. There we go. Okay. So yeah. So the diadem was still like standing up like in display mode in there, and the lid closes completely. So this collector's box is black and it's got like silver kind of detail, silver foil design, and it's got a raven on the front. That silver design goes all the way around, even on the lid. And this is a cardboard box. You can hear, hopefully, it's cardboard. And there's the back. And there's the bottom. I'll do it the other way. I don't like tipping it upside down when the diadem's in there. However, it is held quite securely, and I'll show that too. So yeah, there's the bottom. So it opens at the front. The raven is at the front. And it just hinges like this. The lid does not come all the way off. And it's even got this ribbon here to stop the box lid from going too far back. In the back lid, there's the Ravenclaw crest in silver. And then, of course, here is the diadem in the box. Here's how it sits. And the piece inside the box that holds the diadem in place is covered in this kind of like shiny, satiny fabric. I mean, it's definitely not actually satin, but it is kind of this nice satiny looking fabric, which I think is necessary, because if you just had the diadem on whatever, maybe this is cardboard or plastic piece under here, I'm not sure, it obviously wouldn't look very nice. So for display purposes, this looks so much nicer having that fabric there. Let's take it out of the box now. Carefully, carefully. You can kind of see how there's this piece in here that supports, that lifts up and angles the diadem. And then this is like a circular piece that holds it in place. So when you put it back in the box, so you want to actually take the sides of the diadem and pull them out slightly. That's what I have to do to get them to sit securely around that ridge in the display. But this then holds it really snug. So if I shake this around a little bit, look, like if I tip it, it does not fall out. Now let's look at the diadem itself close up. It's so beautiful, and there's so much fun details on here and so many beautiful elements. So first of all, I'm thinking that Rowena Ravenclaw's real diadem would have been diamonds instead of, you know, our alternative little gemstones we've got here. I like to think that hers would have been diamonds, and these would have been probably sapphires. So yeah, that's my best guess. It's got a big blue oval stone right in the center, and underneath it are two smaller dangling little blue stones. It's got the raven at the top. It's got a little jewel in its eye. And then its wings make up the rest of the front of the diadem, which is covered in little diamondy gemstones. And also this really neat like webbing that goes between the rows of the gems. It's the same on both sides. There's even some more dangling gems in the front, four dangling little diamonds on each side. And they really have put little stones in the tiniest places that they possibly can. Because here, for example, like the metal kind of narrows, and the stones get so tiny there. And then they gradually get bigger towards the center. And then even in the center again, in the little curls here, those have stones. I like that the raven's eye is a little diamond stone. And Harry Potter fans will know the inscription. It says, "Wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure." So that saying is broken up on the different, one on the right side, like half of it on the right side and half of it on the left side of the diadem, right at the front of it. Though the diadem is not plastic, it is sturdier than that. I think it's like metal, but it would definitely be bendable and breakable if you are not careful. So as I think I mentioned, putting it in the box, you can bend it, not bend it, but you can pull the sides apart slightly. There's a little bit of wiggle room here, but that isn't something I'd want to pull too far at all, just enough to get it in and out of the box. But this is still something I would be careful with because again, while it is stronger than plastic, like it's not just going to snap like a little skinny piece of plastic. One, it is expensive, so you want to be careful, but two, it's obvious that this is not the strongest metal ever, and it has a lot of little stones. So I would take great care if you're going to be wearing this or using it for anything other than display. Here it is from its right side. And here it is from the back. So no embellishment on the back. It's just plain and smooth on the back. You can see some of the holes from where the gems are. And of course, because you can see through that kind of webbing, you can see that. You can see all of our dangly gems from the back, but it's probably not an angle we'd see very often, that we look at it from very often, but still nice to get a good look at it, I think. And here's the left side of it technically. I'll turn it this way. There you go. So these side pieces are swooped. I think you can probably tell. They're pretty curvy and swooped, which means this doesn't sit very flat. Not that you want it to sit flat on your head, but it kind of goes, I think, the opposite direction you'd want it to, considering our heads are curved like this and not like this. So I have tried this on and it is not easy to wear. It is something that would have to sit very high on your head and you would have to secure with rubber bands or bobby pins, something like that. I also want to show you what it's like if you just set it down like flat on a flat surface. So again, because those sides are curved, you can't just set it down perfectly flat. When you set it down, it's going to tip forward like that. And again, one of the nice things about that little holder display thing inside is that it does hold the diadem facing up, tilted up like this so that you can see it more clearly. Okay, I'm gonna keep it set up here for just a minute and I'm gonna get out my tape measure. So on the Noble Collection website, it says that this measures 2 inches by 5.5 inches in diameter. Okay, so here's one measurement. Like if you go from the bottom of the main blue jewel up to the top of the raven's head, that's about 2 inches. And if we measure like one side, that is about 2 inches. And then let's measure this way also for the diameter. And that is, well, yeah, if we go from the inside to inside, that is about just a touch under 5.5 inches. If we take it from the outside, kind of to the outside, that outside to outside, it's more like 5 3/4. Okay, this is a weird measurement, but I kind of want to get sort of the length of it. So if I put this under our jewel in the front there, it takes us to about 7 inches. Is that clear? Hopefully you can tell. Okay, so let's put this back in the box now. For safekeeping, I like to keep it displayed in its box. I'm pulling it open slightly. And I kind of set it to the sides here and then push it back like this. So it's still in the groove of the holder. So it sits perfectly right on its display holder. And nothing is getting smushed or bunched up because it's got that space there. Now, of course, with enough jiggling, I don't know if we got crazy and threw the box around or something, of course this would pop out of here. But in terms of just, again, as I think I showed, some just light movement all around, it's not going to fall out like that. See? Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have the Diadem of Ravenclaw or you'd like to make it part of your Harry Potter collection, please feel free to share that with me down below in the comments. I've really enjoyed having it, and it's like the best, biggest, fanciest part of the whole collection. So I'm really happy to have it. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.